Once again, Mike Domagalski here, the principal of St. Clair Middle School and also the president of the Michigan Elementary and Middle School Principals Association. Welcome to the MEMSPA Minutes. Along with me today, I do have our executive director, Paul Liabenow, and we're going to be discussing several different items here in this MEMSPA Minutes video series concerning some updates from MEMSPA, the annual conference, and several others. So first and foremost, just want to welcome Paul and thank you so much for joining the MEMSPA Minutes. My pleasure. It's great to be with you. Awesome. So Paul is the executive director. We talked back in August, and now it's towards the end actually of November. Thanksgiving, a lot of cool things happening. A nice little break for teachers, staff, educators. But what's going on in MEMSPA? What are the updates that you can share from the office that you're working on?
Well, we continue to work on membership, as you're well aware, and we're excited to share that we're at about 1,123 current members and growing. And we've connected with over 160 new principals, new to their positions and at the beginning of their career. And we're sending out cards of congratulations and continuing to provide encouragement to them. In addition to that, we're connecting now with 165 schools in our cycle 8 with Blue Cross Blue Shield Building Healthy Communities. We're going to be delivering over $500,000 in resources, cash and resources for schools to focus on social emotional learning, tools and resources, along with physical activity and nutrition. And that is well underway, and we're just delighted with the positive feedback that we received from schools last year, many of whom re-upped and are continuing their work. And then we're really delighted that we have nearly 500 people registered currently for MEMSPA's December annual conference. We have a blockbuster lineup of keynote speakers, including Tom Murray. And by the way, here's his book. I purchased 200 copies. We're going to be selling these copies at less than our cost at $10 per. And Tom will be autographing, I'm guessing probably over 150 copies. And so we want this, his book, Personal and Authentic. It's really about building relationships with staff and students and families, and the remarkable difference it makes in student engagement and academic achievement. So we're really looking forward to meeting with Tom personally and firsthand. John Elmerode, Debbie Silver, and then Dr. Michael Rice is going to be keynoting, and he's going to be sharing some pretty exciting news about things that the department is working on our behalf in terms of teacher evaluation, trying to grow our own teachers, and just change the rules so that we can put people in substitute teacher positions and in permanent positions more effectively, short term and long term.
That's awesome. That's a lot of great information. Not only just addressing, I'll go backwards, Dr. Michael Rice, addressing those shortages, teacher evaluation. Those are hot topics, in my office, and I'm sure offices across the state. But really interested to hear about the SEL work and the money invested into that as well. That's some great work. And the conference, which is in person this year, December 8th through the 10th. I know last week, past President John Wenstrom and I had a great conversation about plugging the conference. And I don't know much more we need to plug it, but we'll continue to plug it. But it is the best conference, and it is something that every principal, in our state and even outside, they should attend. It is a wonderful experience. So I appreciate you bringing all of those things up. I'm excited about the conference being in person, December 8th through the 10th in Traverse City. And excited to meet Tom Murray in person and John Elmerode. And actually, I had them on the MEMSPA Minutes, and we had a great conversation as well. So great information. So thanks, Paul, for sharing that. One thing, I do have a question, which some people may be wondering about. House Bill 5424. Can you talk about that a little bit, about where we're at mid-November?
Yes, to refresh your memory, the bill is designed to prohibit school districts from paying for principals and educator association dues. So that would be prohibiting school districts like yours from paying for professional dues for any organization, Michigan ASCD, MEMSPA, MASSP, Michigan School Board Association, et cetera. And so I've been meeting with members of the Education Committee. Yesterday with Representative Paquette, who's the chair of House Appropriations. I had an hour-and-a-half lunch meeting with the bill sponsor, bill author, Representative Pam Hornberger. I believe that they're going to push the bill through. I believe it will be pushed to the House floor for a vote after Thanksgiving. They're going on break until the 29th this week. So I believe they're going to pass it through. My hope is that the governor will veto the bill. They're essentially trying to expose, if you will, salaries of all of the education organizations, employees. That's what this is really about. And it is political. Let's call it what it is. We're in great shape as an organization, and we will weather the storm. But we're disappointed that Representative Hornberger is pushing this through, and she knows it. I have a good relationship with her and working with her on some other issues that she has supported MEMSPA on. But this is, as I said, hyper-political. And remember, this is in part the result of the National School Board Association asking for the president and the Department of Justice to identify and name outliers, parents that were unruly, and some threatening board members as domestic terrorists. So this is in part retaliation for that, I believe. But again, we're going to weather this storm. Our two co-chairs of our advocacy committee, David Simpson and Allison Apsey, joined me for one meeting yesterday with Representative Paquette. That went very well. In fact, he's asked for additional time with us. So we'll stay on that train until we push this bill down or back and get ready to move on. One other really bill of note is the dyslexia package, which in its current form we're opposed to, because it would require, if passed, every student K-12 to be screened for dyslexia. I believe it's misguided because it would expend too many dollars and human resources to screen every student in the state of Michigan. And so we're asking for amendments. We've provided some language to that end. And then the Student Opportunity Scholarship, which some folks call or name the voucher system, that has passed through the House and Senate. It was vetoed by the governor this week, and we believe there's going to be a petition drive starting right after Thanksgiving to take it to the entire legislature for another vote, and it could even go to a referendum. So we're working on those issues, and as you well know, we have charter school members, private school members, private school principal members, and we support them as individuals, and we will continue to do so. In fact, we just brought on several new charter school academies that are essentially public school academies authorized by Central Michigan University and Eastern. So in any case, we support all principals as an association, but are extremely diligent in terms of how we believe the funding should go to traditional K-12 and maintain that status.
Yeah, a couple issues there. I mean, the dyslexia bill stands out for me, and especially House Bill 5424, sitting as president of MEMSPA. I mean, that would absolutely crush the association. So, I appreciate Representative Hornberger's support of MEMSPA and other organizations in the past, but this is really disappointing. So, hopefully, the members that are listening or hearing or watching this, reach out to their legislators. Do you think that's the best way of, pushing back on this, is us reaching out to our legislation?
Yes, indeed. Last week, over 160 calls, emails, and notes went to legislators somewhere in that neighborhood, 150 to 160, to members of the House and Senate education committees. So they're hearing, believe me,
Good.
They're hearing from us. And we're making a case that if indeed this were to happen, it would preclude organizations like the Michigan Band and Orchestra Festival would no longer be able to be funded by school districts, Future Farmers of America, that organization, and many others it doesn't just impact state level associations. It impacts all associations and foundations like the Teachers Foundation, Science Teachers Foundation, and the Michigan Teachers of Mathematics. I believe that we're going to win the day, but we have to be diligent and just not sit on the sideline and let this pass.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate your insight and especially giving us the background about it. And, the best thing is just reach out to our legislators and have a conversation with them and inform them, because some of them just don't know, and I had a conversation with a couple of mine locally, and that was really beneficial. And I hope that, it got them to understand where we're coming from and why we're encouraging them to oppose the bill. So,
Yes, indeed.
yeah. So Paul, before we sign off, anything else for our membership really quickly? It's Thanksgiving Day. We're going into the annual conference here in about 2 weeks. Anything else you want to say?
Well, I encourage you, if you have not yet registered for the December conference, please do. You need to get away, get refreshed, network with your peers. This is going to be a blockbuster conference. You've heard me say that for the last 10 years, counting this. And this truly will be beneficial for you, both personally and professionally. So do not hesitate. We have some great activities, after hours activities, as well as some of the best professional learning you'll have in your entire career. So join us, please.
Correct. So absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting up there December 7th for the 8th, 9th, and 10th, and really excited to be there in person in Traverse City. So Paul Liabenow, Executive Director of MEMSPA, thank you for your time today, and everyone listening, everyone watching. Appreciate you and appreciate your time as well. You can hit the subscribe button on MEMSPA TV on YouTube. And then these videos, once again, share at 8:30 at every Thursday night. And you can check them out by checking out the YouTube channel. So, all right, we are Principals Leading Learning. We will see you next week. And until then, we bid you adieu, but you have a great week. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. And hopefully we'll see you at that annual conference. So thank you so much.
Thank you.